Liverpool Transfer News Live. Ekitike edges closer. Isak back on agenda. Rodrygo talks heat up. Diaz pushes for Bayern move. A summer of change at Anfield introduction. A defining summer for Liverpool's future. The summer transfer window is often a time of big decisions, bold strategies, and club-defining moments. For Liverpool, this one is rapidly becoming one of the most significant in recent years. Under the watch of new head coach Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes, the Reds are moving decisively but carefully, reshaping the squad for a new era post Jurgen Klopp. The headlines currently dominating the Liverpool agenda center on Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, Rodrygo, and the uncertain future of Luis Diaz. A number of these stories are intertwined. Moves for one player could impact another. Departures could open doors for high-profile arrivals. In this 8,000-word live update deep dive, we will walk you through the latest on all fronts. The deals Liverpool are trying to get over the line, the players who may be heading for the exit door, and the ripple effects that could shape this summer's entire transfer market. Hugo Ekitike, the deal that looks I am mine until Liverpool's interest goes public. Liverpool's pursuit of Hugo Ekitike began somewhat under the radar but has escalated quickly into one of the club's headline moves of the summer, having identified the Eintracht Frankfurt striker as a key piece to bolster the attack. Talks have accelerated in recent days. Liverpool made an initial approach which was knocked back, but sources close to the Bundesliga club suggest a fee in the region of $111 million. £85 million is now close to being agreed. Frankfurt are resigned to losing the French forward, who registered 16 goals in all competitions last season. Despite injury setbacks, Arne Slot wants greater flexibility up front, and Ekitike's profile, young, versatile, athletic, technically gifted, aligns with Liverpool's recruitment model. Post-Klopp. Where the deal stands now. Liverpool insiders believe an announcement could come within the next 7 to 10 days, pending final agreement on payment structure and personal terms. Ekitike is thought to be enthusiastic about the move, having been convinced by Slot's plans to build a younger, more dynamic Liverpool capable of challenging Manchester City again. Alexander Isak, deal dead or still alive? Liverpool's approach to Newcastle United delighted this week. Liverpool made a surprise move to test Newcastle's resolve over Alexander Isak. Newcastle initially rebuffed the approach, holding out for a fee north of £100 million for their star striker. However, the situation is more fluid than it appears on the surface. Newcastle are under pressure to meet Premier League profit and sustainability rules (PSR) this summer. And despite publicly insisting Isak is not for sale, there remains a belief within Liverpool's hierarchy that a deal is not entirely off the table. Isak's agent speaks out. The player's agent Gonzalo Gaitan fueled speculation by telling Saudi outlet Arayadia that we may be close to finalizing the next step for the player. Cryptic, yes, but revealing nonetheless. That next step could just as easily be a contract renewal at Newcastle, as it could be a big money move elsewhere. Liverpool continue to monitor developments but will not wait indefinitely. Luis Diaz pushing for a Bayern move. Diaz has made his mind up. Perhaps the most disruptive saga of the summer surrounds Luis Diaz. Despite Liverpool's insistence he is not for sale and rejecting an initial approach from Bayern Munich, Diaz's representatives have now informed the club he wishes to leave. Transfer insider Fabrizio Romano claims Bayern are preparing a second, much larger bid to tempt Liverpool into negotiations. The German champions see Diaz as a direct replacement for Leroy Sané's future remains uncertain. Liverpool's dilemma. Slot wanted Diaz to stay but understands the difficulty of keeping a player who is unsettled, with Mohamed Salah's long-term future also uncertain. Liverpool may decide to cash in if Bayern hit the £80 million 90 meters valuation they have set. Luis Diaz's departure could unlock further moves. The funds from Diaz's exit would provide flexibility to push harder for Isak or Rodrygo, or potentially both. Rodrygo, a genuine possibility. Rodrygo on Liverpool's radar, Liverpool's interest in Real Madrid's. Rodrygo is long-standing but has intensified in recent weeks. Madrid's capture of Kylian Mbappe and Endrick has pushed Rodrygo's future into uncertainty. With Liverpool seeing an opportunity to add a world-class forward entering his prime years, initial discussions via intermediaries have been positive, with Rodrygo reportedly open to a Premier League move if Madrid sign off on a sale. However, the Spanish giants are reluctant to lose him without securing a hefty fee, potentially upwards of €100 million, £85 million. Liverpool's calculations if Diaz leaves. Liverpool will need to decide whether to reallocate funds towards Rodrygo or continue their pursuit of Ekitike and Isak. Rodrygo's ability to play across the front line makes him an attractive prospect. The other names on the list: Harvey Elliott, expected to leave. Harvey Elliott is another likely departure this summer. Several clubs in Italy and Spain are monitoring the midfielder, who has grown frustrated at limited starts. Liverpool are expected to seek a £30 million plus fee. Other possible outgoings: Costas Tsimikas, open to offers. Likely to leave: Sepp van den Berg. Strong interest from the Bundesliga.caoimhin. Kelleher could stay if no suitable one offer emerges. Arne Slot's influence and the larger STRRTEGY Slot's vision for Liverpool. Arne Slot is quickly impressed behind the scenes with his clarity of vision. Younger, technically proficient players capable of executing a pressing game with flexibility between 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1 shapes. Slot's input is Hugo Ekitike, Isak and Rodrygo, all versatile. Mobile forwards are priority targets. The bigger picture, succession planning post-Klopp. Liverpool's strategy is clear. Rejuvenate the forward line, lower the average age of the squad, retain financial flexibility. Slot has been heavily backed so far, but he is also aware that expectations will be high in his first season. What happens next? A predicted TI Melanex 7 Isak Ekitike announcement. Likely Bayern's second bid for Diaz expected ongoing. Talks with Rodrygo's representatives. Next. 2 to 3 weeks resolution on Isak. Depending on Newcastle's PSR situation, its future decided potential surprise moves. Slot reportedly keen on a new midfielder, final weeks of window, final adjustments, depending on departures, possible late market opportunities, e.g. fringe players at top clubs. Fans' reaction and the mood around Inef Al-Day. Supporters divided over Diazism. Fans are frustrated by Diaz's desire to leave, feeling he was primed to become a true Anfield star. Others accept the realities of modern football and are excited by the possible replacements. Excitement over Ekitike. Hungry players with high ceilings fit the Liverpool ethos perfectly. Ekitike's potential arrival has been met with cautious optimism. Nervousness over Salah's future. With Diaz looking likely to leave, fans are growing anxious about Mohamed Salah, whose contract situation remains unresolved. Conclusion: a summer that could define the next 5 years. Liverpool's summer is far from over, and the decisions made in the coming weeks will shape not just the 2025-26 season, but the next era of the club's history. Arne Slot's Liverpool will look different, younger, hungrier, more adaptable. Will Hugo Ekitike be the man to lead the line? Can Liverpool persuade Newcastle to part with Alexander Isak? Will Rodrygo follow in the footsteps of Anfield's great Brazilians? And will Luis Diaz's exit fund the final flourish of this transformative window? All these questions remain live, but what is clear is that Liverpool are not standing still.